Why non-binary is evil. Like many aspects of queer theory and gender ideology, the concept of non-binary was pretty much confined to universities, academia, and the pseudo-intellectualism of humanities degrees until only recently. However, within the last 10 or 15 years, the term has entered the mainstream. We now hear it used in TV shows, in film, art, and in the fashion industry, alongside a sudden explosion of activists and celebrities claiming to be non-binary. In 2021, the singer Demi Lovato came out as non-binary and announced that her pronouns were they, them. A couple of years later, she changed her mind about this and said that she now identified as she, her. So what exactly did she change her mind about? What is non-binary? When the singer Sam Smith came out as non-binary, he said that he was, quote, at no stage just yet to be able to speak about what it means. Yes, we've seen what you've done there, Sam, implying that a concept cannot be explained because it is so deeply profound, rather than admit that you don't know what it means because it doesn't mean anything. More recently, David Walliams, star of Britain's Got Talent, has stated that he is probably non-binary, but he doesn't know exactly.
I sort of think, where would I be positioning myself maybe if I was now 19 or 20? No. So
what do you think you would be doing if you were 19?
I don't know. I mean, I think in a way I'd probably say I'm non-binary, I think, probably. I don't know exactly but I mean, it was interesting. I had this girlfriend at the end of university and we used to go out. We used to go to like gay clubs and dance for like 6 hours, and I'd be wearing like a skirt and stuff like that. Sometimes I think my life would be a lot simpler if I was just gay.
He cites liking gay culture and having worn skirts in the past as indicators of his non-binary-ness. Sam Smith, on the other hand, has since spoken about how he feels like he is a woman sometimes, whatever that means, while many others have described non-binary as being neither male or female. Being neither male or female is of course not possible, as sex is binary. So instead, what is often being referred to is the amorphous term gender. I'm lots of gender identities. I'm more than one thing, they are telling us. My mood and my behaviour changes. Unlike most people, I'm complicated. It's easy to make fun of non-binary because it is so utterly stupid. All human beings could be said to be binary in many respects. To be human is not to be a table or a lamp or a horse. That's binary. All human beings could be said to be non-binary. We all inhabit different roles, have different sides to our personality. We're all unsure about what we think and want and feel sometimes. And as many memes have rightly pointed out, if some people are non-binary, this implies that most people are binary. And dividing people into either non-binary or binary is itself a binary. It's not surprising that a precise and clear definition of what non-binary is doesn't exist, because the term itself comes out of a set of philosophical ideas known as post-structuralism that rejects definitions and categories entirely. According to post-structuralism, structures and boundaries are bad and oppressive, and definitions and categories are inhibiting, exclusionary, prejudiced, repressive, and wrong. The fact that nobody knows quite what non-binary exactly is because, well, by design, they're not supposed to. This may not be that big of an issue if it was just the new fad of celebrities or angsty teenagers, but it's gone much further than that and has entered into the law across the Anglosphere. In New Zealand, non-binary can now be written on birth certificates. In Australia and America, non-binary can now be written on passports. In Canada, the government has issued a U as a gender-neutral sex marker to a baby born to a non-binary parent who anticipates that their baby may also be non-binary. Fortunately, here in the UK, the government and Supreme Court rejected a campaigner's challenge to the government's refusal to issue gender-neutral passports. But this is the exception. Alongside all of this, and even more worryingly, in America and Canada, people are undergoing non-binary surgeries. Given that nobody knows what non-binary means, let alone what a non-binary body is or looks like, this is leading to, quite frankly, forms of body mutilation and disfiguration. Non-binary surgeries can include, for example, the removal of nipples or genitalia, or having a surgeon artificially construct the genitalia of both sexes simultaneously. It's the stuff of nightmares. What's more, when the sex or gender binary is rejected, why stop there? It is becoming a stock response by many in our culture that when anyone asserts that anything can be valid or conclusive, or when a belief, moral or social norm is maintained or advocated for, a way to undermine this is to tear it down by making the observation, I think you're all being a little too binary about this. Can we stop thinking about this in such a binary way? Nothing is allowed to be valid or certain. Nothing can be true. Non-binary is fundamentally an attack on truth itself. It's also an attack on sanity. In order to be sane, we need to know what is real and what is not. Insanity, also known as psychosis, is literally defined as a loss of contact with reality. But hang on, saying that some things are real and that others aren't is a binary distinction, and that's bad. For someone in a psychotic state, everything can be real and everything can be unreal. A voice in your head can also be a voice in the outside world. A table can also be a person, and the table can talk to you. Psychosis is the logical endpoint of the collapse of distinctions and categories that those advocating for the concept of non-binary seek. Similarly, the ever-increasing LGBTQIA+++ an acronym has to keep expanding because it has to keep disrupting norms. The logical endpoint of this is paedophilia. Yes, that's right. If you undermine and reject sex distinctions, why not undermine and reject age distinctions? This year in the UK, a patron of an LGBT charity who urged children to query the concept of gender was charged with child sexual abuse. So it seemed that he also queried the concept of age. And what about the LGBTQ+ couple in Georgia, America, charged with molesting their 2 adopted sons and using them to record child porn, while also allegedly pimping them out to members of a local paedophile ring? Across all their social media content, they would repeat the line that love is love. Yes, all expressions of love and behaviour are valid, because to say that some expressions of love are immoral and abusive would mean that we'd created a binary, and we can't have that. Right and wrong, good and bad. Non-binary isn't just some stupid new counterculture or fashion statement. It is serious, dangerous and evil. Rejecting truth, encouraging insanity and accepting paedophilia is evil. And yes, I'm happy to be binary about that.